how do you guys monitor the online response and offline response and response in general for the games?
Oh, we care a lot about what our community is saying. So we browse a lot, we read everything that they say, and
even Reddit.
Even Reddit, yes, absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Like forums and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's always good to know, what people are thinking about you, how they react to the stuff that we do, and I mean, at the core, we make games for players, so it's important that we get their opinion on them as well.
How much will the online features influence in the player experience in Assassin's Creed Origins?
Sure. So Assassin's Creed Origins is at the core a single-player narrative game, so you can play the entirety of the game completely offline as well. However, we did implement some online connected features to simply enrich the experience of the players. I think it's important in this time and age to recognize that players, even though they want sometimes to be in their bubble, it's good as well to open that bubble and to actually be surrounded by your friends and sort of things. So online features are really about how can I benefit from the content that other players are actually doing. So you're gonna see some traces in your game left by other players, yes, whether you know it or not, and we have a lot of fun with that, and we hope the players will enjoy those as well. We actually released a post-launch trailer just 2 days ago, I think, where we exposed all the content for the season pass, but also the post-launch trailer, the free content that we're gonna implement into the game, and some of them are actually online connected features. So the Nomad's Bazaar, for instance, is giving you daily quests, so new quests every day to get mystery rewards. We also have the photo mode, which is very interesting for us because we have a very creative community that loves to create lots of stuff, cosplays, artworks, and whatnot. But what was really striking for me was that they can only express their creativity outside of the game world. So we really wanted to inject that and to give them tools within the game to express their creativity. So, and this is the photo mode where you can simply take pictures, edit them, and everything. And those pictures are actually shared across the community automatically as well. So yeah, it's a good way for us to push you towards exploring stuff thanks to content that is being created by players. And then we have a very unique nugget, a very specific thing called the Trials of the Gods, which is brand new for the brand. It's basically a massive boss fight that we're gonna enable through our online services at very specific moments that challenge you to the core of your fighting abilities. And that's gonna be a lot of fun to follow how people react to that.
You said before that the worlds of the game would be very dynamic and things would be happening and still happen even when the player is not playing. How can we expect the players to see those changes and experience the things?
So when we recreated the ancient Egypt, it's the whole country that we did, and we filled it with content, meaningful content, but we also filled it with life. So we actually had to recreate from scratch our AI framework. So it's basically the core systems that give an agenda to all the NPCs and all the animals in the world. And what's special about this one is that normally in games you have some kind of a bubble, invisible bubble around you where we spawn things that are only there, and then for the rest it's actually empty. For us it was completely different. Every single NPC and animal has an agenda and continues to live virtually in the world. So if they were going to some place, even if you're not around there, they're still gonna go to that place. And so in their agenda, they have basic needs and they have a role in the world. So a soldier, for instance, is going to patrol, is going to collect taxes, is going to defend the fort. But at night, he's gonna go to sleep. He's gonna need to eat at some point. He will want to socialize, and all of that creates opportunities for players to actually go around or use those moments to strike or to complete their quest. Basically, the way for players to actually see what's happening, even a kilometer away or 2 kilometers away from them, is through Sinu, the eagle. So at any given moment in the game, you can actually call up your eagle and fly around. There's no limit to how far you can go from Bayek. And so this is how you're going to see basically that the life continues. And
that sounds so cool. Like I'm going to just be flying around as an eagle, and not playing the game, just like playing the game, exploring, and not getting anything done. The main quest. One thing that was really exciting about Assassin's Creed Origins is the no combat mode, like the learning mode. I forgot the name.
The Discovery Tour.
Yeah, the Discovery Tour. It's so amazing because Egypt has so many things to see, and like it's so rich. And how did you get to this concept?
So since the very beginning of the franchise, we put a lot of effort into recreating time frames and time periods and settings very appropriately. So we surround ourselves with specialists, historians. In this case, in the case of Assassin's Creed Origins, with Egyptologists, we brought them to the team actually to help us, guide us through what was life like. So with all the games, we've seen some teachers actually using games as a mean to teach history to kids or to students, and we felt it was actually really cool, and that's something that we did not necessarily foresee at the beginning, but we saw a lot of value in. So we thought with this project, why not go a step further? So for us, the step further was let's let them enjoy the entirety of the world that we created, that we recrafted, that is very accurately recreated. But we strip it from all the narrative content, we strip it from all the violence as well, and we let them roam around the world. And on top of that, we, thanks to the Egyptologists and some pieces, unique pieces from museums as well, we created some guided tours that allows players to actually learn about the rituals of mummification, about the pyramids, and so they're gonna move from station to station and learn things that is illustrated with content pulled from museums.
That sounds amazing. And how did you feel was the reception for this specific mode?
It was actually great. I mean, people loved it from the beginning, and just seeing your reaction to it feels like this is probably something you're gonna want to play a lot.
I probably will play it a lot.
Yeah, I think people recognize there's value in education as well, and that's something that games don't necessarily do a lot of. And with Assassin's Creed, we have a brand that is uniquely positioned to help teachers, help students, get passionate about history, because we're passionate about history, so we like to communicate that as well.
That's really, really nice. Do you intend to implement this kind of discovery tours to other games, past games in the franchise? Because I would love to visit and see like the first Assassin's Creed, like know everything about something.
Well, that's something that I think you're not the only one that would want to. But for now, we focused on Origins. We'll see how that goes. I mean, how people react to it. So far, the announcement is good. Let's see when people can actually put their hands on it